Growing up as a kid, I watched every single season of Power Rangers up until we got to Wild Force. So at times in my Power Rangers life, I felt bad about never watching Wild Force. So I came into it with high expectations. I never watched it. Today, y'all, we pulling out the barbecue grill. Today, I want you to get you some chicken wings with a side of mashed potatoes. Grab your drink out the cooler because it's getting ready to be a long video. Power Rangers Wild Force is some bullshit. I ain't been this frustrated. I ain't been this annoyed with a season of the show since we shifted into Turbo. Meaning, we going in. This season of the show had a lot of interesting things going on in the background. Some of you guys may know, some of you may not know, that halfway through Power Rangers Time Force, the franchise was purchased by Disney. So that made things very interesting on the set of Power Rangers Wild Force. You can see some Mickey Mouse, some Minnie Mouse, some Donald, some goofy shit in this season of the show. Without a doubt, making this one of my worst Power Ranger experiences. The plot of Power Rangers Wild Force goes like this. The city of Turtle Cove is a peaceful place until you have monsters of the past called orcs that begin to attack after 3,000 years. You have an ancient princess that has awoken from her slumber, knows the orcs are attacking, and is going to assemble a team of 5 Power Rangers, along with the help of the Wild Zords, will defend the Earth. Episode 1 began really fucking weird, man. It was so Disney. We have our future Red Ranger, Cole Evans, who is swinging around on vines with monkeys. Okay, is he George of the Jungle? I see what you're doing there, Disney. You think you're slick. He winds up ultimately leaving his tribe in the jungle to go out and find his parents. The tribe gives him a photo of his parents so he can identify them, and also gives him a red marble, which later on is known as an animal crystal. When he is dismissed, you don't really care about the character going to go find his parents. You don't care about his past. You don't even care about his future because nothing is established. Nothing connects to the audience personally. So you're just like, who is this person? What's all this stuff happening? Is it Tarzan? 2 worlds, 1 family? What the fuck is going on? What is the animal crystal? They don't explain anything. The first episode is super rushed. After Cole leaves his tribe, my head started hurting, y'all. We have 4 Power Rangers that are fighting an orc in the city. That's right. They just throw them in the suit and they're fighting somebody. They didn't establish the abilities, the characters, the monster. Why are they fighting this monster? What is this monster's abilities? It is just some Super Sentai footage that's thrown in there, super lazy. At the end of that fight, we see all the Power Rangers power down. And they start talking about, well, you know, we need help. We need a 5th Ranger. And I'm watching this like, who gives a fuck? You didn't explain to the audience who any of these people are. We have no sort of connection to anybody on a personal level. Everybody's just all over the place. What is going on? My head started really hurt. And then as I continued to watch the first episode, they were doing something that other seasons of Power Rangers didn't do. They had a narrator for the first episode. When Cole left his tribe, a narrator was talking about his great adventure.
There comes a time in everyone's life when they must find the courage to seek out their destiny. But sometimes what you seek isn't always what you find.
Bullshit. It sounds like episode 1 of Pokemon. And at the end of the episode, they had a narrator again. The narrator has to be there to add excitement to some bland shit, to an ordinary plot. That's why he's there. Disrespectful. Speaking of disrespectful, Taylor is supposed to be the leader of the Power Rangers before Cole joins the team. Y'all, she is an awful leader. She is an awful leader. Not only does she put her team at risk from possibly being killed because of her own stubbornness, but she needs somebody above her, a superior, to check her, to tell her, yo, we need a 5th Ranger. We need this guy to help us as a team. Then, when she ultimately meets the guy that is Cole Evans, that is going to join the team, her solution is to knock him the fuck out.
Danny's right. This is really important.
You can help us save lives.
Sorry, Jungle Boy, you've just been drafted.
To think this woman was the first Ranger recruited on the team. How is she a leader? How is she the first Ranger that you picked, Princess Shayla, if that's her introduction to a new teammate? This woman is awful. One thing that really stood out to me while watching Power Rangers Wild Force is that this is a season of the show that more than any other one I've seen is built on relationships. Whether they are friendly or whether they're romantic. You have a plethora of relationships all over the season. Now, let me school y'all real quick on something, okay? When it comes to storytelling, if you have to tell the audience somebody loves somebody constantly, if you have to tell the audience this person and this person are best friends, if you gotta consistently tell the audience that, it ain't true, it's not good storytelling, and it's feeling forced. In this season, you have a best friend relationship between Max the Blue Ranger and Danny the Black Ranger. They tell you consistently Max and Danny are best friends. Danny and Max are best friends. Okay, you gotta tell me because it's not really convincing through the performances and the writing. There are times where Danny and Max will have disagreements and Max is getting ready to damn near beat Danny's ass.
Let it go, Max.
How are they best friends? There are other episodes where Danny is trying to comfort Max. Hey, Max, it's going to be all right, man. And Max is smacking his hand away. Get off me. What? Damn, I thought y'all was best friends. This relationship is worse than Naruto and Sasuke. I mean, damn. How they best friends if Max is getting ready to whoop Danny's ass every other episode? Speaking of relationships, let's keep going. Princess Shayla, the head of the Animarium, the ancient princess that has been asleep for 3,000 years, has a little bit of romantic tension with Merrick, the Lunar Wolf Ranger. And there is a romantic history where in the past, Merrick saved Princess Shayla. So Princess Shayla feels romantically linked to Merrick, but it never goes anywhere. They talk about it. It's referenced a few times, but ultimately they're this far apart throughout the entire season. Whenever these two actors intersect together, it's some weird fucking shit, man. They have no chemistry together. They look awkward together. Terrible relationship. The best relationship in this show, the best character to character writing was between Cole, the Red Ranger, and Alyssa, the Pink Ranger. There is a fantastic episode around 10 or 11 where Cole winds up losing his memory. He goes to a farm and he believes that he's a farmer. He's enjoying life. He has it real easy. He's not worried about Ranger stuff. He's not worried about his parents. The writing was really great. And in that episode, you saw the linking of a potential relationship between Alyssa and Cole because of how much Alyssa cared.
Go in and get him.
Wait, maybe you shouldn't.
We gotta get his memory back before Jungle Boy thinks he's really a farm boy.
But he's so happy now. Maybe it's better we let him live this life.
That was a dynamic character moment for those two. A relationship that doesn't have to be said, but is implied. See, you can do it, Disney. You can write well. Say it with me. I can do it. I believe. Typically for these Power Ranger reviews, I don't talk about the Morphers. Let's be honest, y'all. A lot of the Morphers throughout the franchise are kind of forgettable once you get past the classic Mighty Morphin Morpher, or maybe you want to talk about the Lost Galaxy Morpher. Some are kind of bland and ordinary, but Power Rangers Wild Force did something unique with the Morpher. The Morpher, ladies and gentlemen, was a cell phone. Why is it a cell phone? Because that cell phone does not match with the theme of the season. Why is the way they morph them calling T-Mobile? Hey, T-Mobile, what's up? Yeah, Wild Access. Get the fuck out of here. That doesn't match with anything that the season has to do. You have a princess that was asleep for 3,000 years. You have a floating island in the sky full of animals. You have teenagers that have a connection to those animals, to those Zords. Wild Force. Why is the Morpher a cell phone? That makes no sense with the season. That's stupid. Even the morphing sequence, when the cell phone gets up and strikes a pose, cringe. I hate the morphing sequence. Before I continue to destroy the season, let me talk about the positives. Before we get back into negatives, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. The Naaku Arc in the beginning of this season is probably one of my top 10 favorite arcs from any season of Power Rangers. Naaku was a dynamic villain. He was what you would imagine Lord Zedd being if he was allowed to be Lord Zedd and not dubbed down in the original Mighty Morphin. He's what I envisioned Rito being before he got dubbed down. Naaku was so badass as a villain because when he would fight the Power Rangers, you would be like, oh shit, y'all need to retreat. Y'all need to get out of there. When he fought them, he was coming for blood. One by one, they would try to attack him and take him on, and Naaku was just knocking their ass down. One after the other on some savage beast type of attacks. It was great. Even making the Naaku arc that led into Merrick joining the show greater was that this was the first time blood was shown on Power Rangers. The Naaku arc was dope. And I was like, man, if the rest of the season is going to be like this, Wild Force about to grab that A. because that arc was beautiful. With that being said, I also enjoyed that this was the first season of the franchise to bring CGI Zords to the equation, meaning that you didn't have extended shots of people in costumes for the individualized Zords. You didn't have animatronics for the individualized Zords. And you did not have toys.
You are a toy!
For tots! As the Megazords. The CGI hasn't aged well, but I remember as a kid loving that because it took Power Rangers to another level. Power Rangers in Space started what became a franchise norm. Every single Red Ranger has to get some type of a battleizer that comes onto his back and makes him super pumped up like Iron Man. And he goes out and is now the most powerful Ranger on the team. We saw that with Lost Galaxy and Leo. We've seen it with Carter in Lightspeed Rescue. Cole had the first battleizer that actually looks cool. Not only does it look great, but it plays well into the theme of the season. The way he moves and uses the wings is very Falcon-esque from the Marvel comic books and from the MCU. I thought that Cole Evans' battleizer was so dope. I loved it. Once you begin to get into Power Rangers having 9 seasons, 10 seasons, 12 seasons, you're bound to repeat themes and even maybe some designs from previous seasons. You're stacking so much content on top of each other. But Power Rangers Wild Force had some eerie similarities, some eerie ripoffs, creepy things that are way too similar to Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. First off, let's talk about the Megazord, okay? The Megazord is a fine design. I see all of the animals that are attached to it separately. It's very Mighty Morphin-esque where you can see the individual pieces. And I really value that in the Megazord design. But y'all, is the Megazord playing FIFA? Cringe! That is cringe! I'm telling y'all, that is so fucked up that if anybody came into my living room and saw me watching that, I'ma act like I'm having a stroke. I'ma do whatever I can do to distract them from what the fuck is on the screen. Now, the Megazord's headpiece is damn near identical to the headpiece from one of the Lost Galaxy Megazords. Look at this shit. It's damn near the same thing. Didn't nobody notice that? Then as the season went on, I was like, hold on. Hold the fuck on. Hold up. Cole is almost the same character as Maya from Lost Galaxy. Cole comes from a tribe in the jungle. Maya comes from the planet Marinoid. They both live this Tarzan, George of the Jungle, 2 worlds, 1 family, son of man type of fucking life. Where they're swinging from vines, wearing this tribal clothing. Then they both are able to speak to the Zords and animals in general on a very deep spiritual level. They both are on a quest to kind of find out things about their past. They're the same fucking character. Didn't nobody notice that in the writer's room? And making it even worse is that the blades that they have in Wild Force are very similar to the Quasar sabers from Lost Galaxy. They are almost the same damn thing. The animal crystal goes in the middle of the blade the same way that the little symbols for the Galactabeast went inside the Quasar sabers. Damn, they ripped off Lost Galaxy. Ain't that a bitch? When a season of Power Rangers is this bad, y'all, anything remotely positive, anything that can take my mind off of the porn on my phone and make me look at the screen will make me happy. Master Org is the main villain of this season. He is a very good villain. Probably the best villain on Power Rangers since Astronomer from In Space. The performance that the actor gives is very Wizard of Oz. Okay, it's very Nickelodeon. It ain't nothing special. But the way that he's written, where he was a former professor that worked with Cole's parents in the past and had fallen in love with Cole's mother, but Cole's father kind of stole her away from Master Org. That sent him on a rampage to become a simp that becomes a killer simp. I thought Master Org was written well. He eventually winds up killing Cole's parents. The way that that's tied in, linking the Red Ranger to the main villain, was really cool. It made the season a lot better because Master Org was also lying about being an Org throughout the season. He was an ordinary dude that had fucked around with some potions and some elixirs. He even had other Orgs thinking that he was an Org. I thought he was a great villain for the show. Gendrax and Toxica, they suck. They're awful villains, okay? Gendrax carries around an Org Express credit card. Alright? And I'm not fucking joking. That is awful. That's not funny. I know it's a Batman and Robin reference, but that ain't funny because that movie sucked. And this shit sucks too. From time to time, as I continue to do these Power Ranger reviews, I get exhausted some weeks. Then other weeks I get hyped up because I learn new terminology. I see new things with each season that makes me interested and very excited to talk about it. Y'all, there's something that happens in this season that ain't never happened in Power Rangers before, and it is awful. There's an episode where the Rangers are fighting a villain. The villain winds up kind of beating them up a little bit. There's a little girl that is stuck underneath rubble. She can't get out. The Power Rangers sit their ass up and watch civilians rescue the girl. They don't do shit. They don't get their ass up. They don't feel obligated to help, obligated to pitch in. They're sitting right there soaking that shit up like they watching Monday Night Football. You the Power Rangers, do something. What the fuck are y'all doing? Making that even worse is that towards the back end of the season, when Master Org unfortunately gets substituted for another Org that comes from out of nowhere, the Power Rangers get their Wild Zords destroyed. They no longer have access to the Wild Zords. So while they are on the Animarium talking about their defeat, they quit. They're on the Animarium quitting. It's hopeless. We're done. There's no point at fighting? That's not creative writing. That's terrible.
Humans destroy the Earth. I destroy humans.
There's an org. We have to do something.
We can't fight without our wild Zords. We're not strong enough.
We're rangers. We have to protect the Earth with or without our wild Zords.
We can't win.
We have to try.
They have no fighting spirit. What team of Power Rangers to sit their ass up and quit like that? You ain't working at Walmart. The fuck you quitting for? This ain't goddamn pizza produce. What the fuck are you doing? You quitting and shit? You Power Rangers. You supposed to be fighting till you can't fight no more. Man, if I lived in Turtle Cove, I'm packing my shit up and I'm moving to Angel Grove. Whoa! Y'all gonna quit like that? And it's all over the Wild Zords being destroyed. Don't get me wrong, I understand. Those are their Megazords. It's very important to any season of Power Rangers that you have your Zords. But y'all, you getting ready to quit like that? Cause you still the Power Rangers. Yo, fuck them. We have searched high. We have searched low. We have searched in the middle for the cringiest moment in Power Rangers history. Oh, we have looked. There have been so many cringy moments that I haven't even spoken about during these reviews, because these reviews would be an hour long if I talked about all the cringe. But worse than Bulk and Skull being monkeys in Turbo. Worse than Joel and the sexual harassment that he gave Miss Fairweather in Lightspeed Rescue. This season of the show featured Princess Shayla and Merrick, the Lunar Wolf Ranger, singing a fucking song to the Deer Zord.
Each day when the sun rises, I hurry from my sleep. I can't wait to greet you with my song. You are every kind of flower, every animal I meet. You are nature full of grace and majesty.
What the fuck is going on? Who thought that that was a good idea? That it looked good on screen? That it makes any sort of logical sense? The Wild Zords are animals too, Marcus. You gotta understand that. No, you do something else. That's still a robot. That's still a beast. Why are you singing a song to the beast? And she's singing it like some sort of Celine Dion song. Like it looks like a music video from the 90s. What is going... Why? Why? I mean, damn. I feel like a baby daddy being put on child support. Why? Why are you doing this to me? That shit was awful. Wild Force makes Power Rangers history because for the first time in a season, there are two actors that clearly don't give a damn about anything having to do with the show on an acting level throughout the season. The actress that plays Alyssa is one of the worst voice actors I've ever heard in Power Rangers, y'all. She delivers her lines like she's half drunk with a sack of meth in her back pocket. I mean, shit.
And only we can use the power of the animal crystals, not some orgs.
The way that she says her voice lines is terrible. You can tell she ain't interested. And Merrick, the Lunar Wolf Ranger, he has one tone like this throughout the entire season. And he has one face that he makes all the time. If you're going to follow me, do what you may. You could tell that he had other things he wanted to do with his day beyond being on Power Rangers Wild Force. And to be honest with you, I don't blame him. Fuck this season. So Power Rangers Wild Force, what does it get? What does it deserve? Power Rangers Wild Force gets a mother freaking F. That's right. That's right. Out of all the seasons of Power Rangers I watched prior to this, I never gave a season an F. I didn't care for Zeo that much, but Zeo at least had the Mighty Morphin cast carried over. I didn't care about Turbo that much, but the second half of Turbo with the cast change is a lot better than the first half. Power Rangers Wild Force, outside of the Naaku Arc, is just bad from beginning to end. I did like those jackets though. I did like the jackets. Jackets were nice. But everything else about the season was just dumb as fuck. How they're entering the animarium and exiting the animarium is never explained because it's an island in the sky. Damn, I could go on forever about how terrible this season of the show is. But you know what? We ain't even gonna do that. Fuck Power Rangers Wild Force. Nah, it's been weird, but it's been real. Alright? Now, when you go to the grocery store today, bust out your Org Express credit card. Never ever leave the crib without it. Man, I'm about to go smoke or some shit after watching Power Rangers Wild Force. This some bullshit. Get out of here, bitch.